Back at it again, guys. Buzz here. This is the Buzz Review. So we got to take a look at J.K. Rowling because J.K. Rowling is being slammed for outing a transgender athlete. Now, we all know J.K. Rowling's history when it comes to the LGBTQ agenda. She is not about it, all right? That's why she's pushing back on this, which I agree. You know, I'm not a woman, but I'm still here to stand up for you guys and say that, hey, that's not cool. Because I know if my wife was competing in this Paralympics event, I would not want no man running against her, all right? We already know men have physical advantages and these women are at a disadvantage. Unfortunately, this is how it goes, folks. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling slams transgender runner who competed in Paralympics events. Carry on. Let's go to Deadline. J.K. Rowling decries inclusion of cheat trans sprinter Valentina Petrillo in Paris Paralympics. So, I mean, this is the individual in question right here. At first glance, yeah, okay. First glance, this is clearly a man, if I've ever seen a man. A kind of old man, but still a man nonetheless. J.K. Rowling's and female ex-athletes are among those criticizing the inclusion of transgender Italian sprinter Valentina Petrillo in the Paris Paralympics. Rowling, the Harry Potter author, described Petrillo as a cheat after she qualified for the women's T12 400 meter semifinals on Monday. Petrillo will feature in the semifinals this evening. Petrillo, 51, competed as a male athlete until the age of 45, winning national titles in men's track and field. The visually impaired sprinter had 2 children before identifying as a woman. Wow, so we already got someone who was a stud in his previous life. Previous life, winning national titles, but now at the age of 45 is deciding to compete as a woman, a trans woman who is visually impaired. Petrillo is allowed to compete in the women's T12 field because World Para Athletes allowed those legally recognized as women to take part. To qualify, athletes must provide evidence that their testosterone level in serum has been below 10, don't know what that says, for a year. I'm gonna guess nano milliliters or something like that. So they check levels of testosterone and they say, okay, the normal woman's level of testosterone is about here and the man's about here. If you go under here, you're good, man. You're good. So even boys who are just barely about to hit puberty can go and run with these women, right? Because I'm sure boys before puberty have a certain level of testosterone. Then as they get a little older, it jumps up a little bit. But, you know what I'm saying? They could go and run with these women based off those guidelines. Now here's J.K. Rowling's post to her Twitter, now X. Why all the anger about the inspirational Petrillo? The cheat community has never had this kind of visibility. Out and proud cheats like Petrillo prove the era of cheat shaming is over. What a role model. I say we give Lance Armstrong his medals back and move on. Yeah, I say, yeah, Lance needs his medals back because this person right here had testosterone and is now replacing with estrogen. Now that sounds like a cheat to me if there ever was a cheat, because this person is injecting or taking some sort of pills to modify this person's levels to go and then compete in something that she has no business competing in. Rowling's intervention follows her anger over the inclusion of Algerian boxer Iman Khalif in Paris 2024 Olympics. Khalif is not transgender, but was allowed to compete despite being disqualified from last year's Women's World Championship because of the testing that showed she had male type. Probably said that wrong too. Chromosomes. Khalif went on to win gold in Paris. So there's another individual whose gender identity is in the question. This Khalif person right here, you seen it, right? Khalif looks like a guy too, beat the crud out of that woman. Now let's go to Twitter because there is a Ken doll who is upset with J.K. Rowling's because you know how J.K. Rowling, she does not like these people, and these people do not like that. If you do not like them or get along to go along, they will come after you. Let's watch.
And I don't believe that I'm a woman. I am a woman. Even my birth certificate has been changed to Jessica was born a female. I was born in Brazil, so I do have a Brazilian passport, but also have a British passport. And my both passports also stated Jessica was female. And I am a woman. in my mind, in my soul, in my appearance, in my body, in the touch of my skin. When I wake up in the morning and I look myself in the mirror to brush my teeth like everybody, I see the image of a woman. And I never felt like a man. Therefore, I am a woman. The emotions, the feelings inside. So it's very sad to read the headlines lately about J.K. Rowling, someone that I have read her books growing up, someone that I have always looked up to as a book writer, making remarks about transgender people that are so wrong. She doesn't understand anything about what she's talking about. She's not a doctor. She's not a trained doctor. She's a book writer. And I think that she should stick to what she knows best.
But she might argue that she's a woman, though, so she knows that
woman,
best.
And so I'm also a woman. I'm a transgender woman. She's a biological woman, but we're both women. And throughout the years, when I started my transition, in the beginning, it was quite hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because I still have the appearance of a very androgynous person transitioning. Nowadays, my transition, it's finished. And there are actually people who, not everybody actually know who I am. And once comes up in conversations, actually, I'm actually a transgender. People get a little bit flabbergasted and confused, but you're so gentle, you're so feminine, your body shape, your appearance. I say, well, that is what I have always wanted to be, and here I am.
You are.
But it's her remarks are not they're not necessary. They're very indelicate. They're very hurtful, and she's creating a very bad reputation to herself.
I think she's worrying about the blurring of the lines between women and men in that respect, and I think what her concern is not for trans people. I know she's expressed that she loves trans people and it's none of her business.
So she says that. She says that she loves trans people, but her comments are from someone who is actually transphobic.
Which comment would you say that, in your view?
You do not comment on people's race. You do not comment on people's gender. You do not... Those are subjects that you don't point out and talk about. Like someone like her, with her influence, with her name, broadcasting her thoughts and feelings on something that she doesn't understand. It is wrong.
Leave it to a black woman to tell this transgender that J.K. Rowling isn't particularly wrong. Maybe it's something else. But clearly, the delusion this individual is experiencing is extremely high, because this person is sitting there right in front of a biological woman telling her that he is a she, and she is sitting there like, I don't think you are, right? You have these over-exaggerated breasts, giant lips, you got the weird cheekbones and the hair that makes you look like an alien or something. You're not a woman, and it's really disrespectful to sit there and tell women that you are a woman and you trying to get in their bathrooms with them. You know what I'm saying? There's something seriously wrong with people who want to do this. If you want to do that, then go ahead and do what you want to do. But don't sit there in front of a woman and tell a woman how they should think, especially someone like J.K. Rowling that is brave enough to use her fame and fortune to push back on this agenda against these people who are trying to ruin, women's rights, women's sports, the Paralympics for women. A guy is in there competing. Now, this is the real cream of the story here, because Scotland just put out a new law for hate crimes. Now, the hate crimes involve when you misgender them. So now they can basically put you in jail for misgendering someone, and that's probably what's going to happen to J.K. Rowling. New York Post, J.K. Rowling dares cop to arrest her for misgendering trans people after new woke hate crime. Her book could be Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. J.K. Rowling is daring police in her native Scotland to arrest her for misgendering transgender people after a new woke hate crime took effect Monday. Quote, freedom of speech and belief are at an end in Scotland if the accurate description of biological sex is deemed criminal, she wrote on X. I'm currently out of the country, but if what I've written here qualifies as an offense under the terms of the new act, I look forward to being arrested when I return to the birthplace of the Scottish Enlightenment. Scotland's community Safety Ministry Minister Sayo Bihan, I probably said that wrong, Brown told the Telegraph on Monday that Rowling's remarks could be reported to the police and investigated. Quote, whether or not the police would think it's criminal is up to the police of Scotland for that, she said. Wow, now this is getting out of control here. They're about to arrest her. Scotland's hate crime law went into effect Monday. It bans hatred on the basis of age, disability, race, religion, sexual orientation, and transgender identity. Critics have said the law is overly broad and could curtail free speech. That's absolutely 100% right. That is a law that is reaching to free speech, to people who believe that what they say should not be trampled on. Now, if you're in America, we believe that. Seriously, you can say whatever you want to say to me. It ain't going to make me mad. I'm going to look at you like, man, you stupid. Get out of here with that. All right? You have the right to say what you want to say. All right? Now, whether or not it's, not identifying someone how they want to be identified, that's their problem. That's not my problem. Because there ain't no way in hell you need to tell me how I need to talk. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have kids, then that's another thing. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them. All right? Just the same scenario because, these people are having children and they're pushing this ideology onto them. I mean, you got celebrities like Megan Fox, all her children transgender. Now, the odds for that are so astronomical that it's clear what these celebrities are pushing onto the masses, especially onto the family. There's no way in hell you should have every single one of your kids transgender. There's no way that should be happening. But like you saw here, folks, this law is coming in Scotland. It might be coming in California. Who knows? New York City. Any place that is blue, that is ran by a Democrat, you could see something like this being proposed here soon in the near future. All right, guys, that'll do it for this one on JK Wrongs. I want to know what you think about this news here. Drop a comment, hit that like button, and smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.